Hi, this is Sporty King, the master of listening, and I'm excited to be one of the 2020 visionaries. We're six heart centered thought leaders and influencers based in the greater Charlotte area, excited to deliver our pandemic perspectives to help you keep it together while we're in this together, experiencing it differently. Today, I'll be talking to fellow visionary Ronnie Bryant.
Oh my God! It would be great if we could start these interviews with outtakes, right?
That's right. That would be great. And, you might be able to.
Oh God, we got to be able to laugh. Hey, but Ronnie, as we get into this third round, our pandemic perspective, what are some things that you recommending and helping clients do to not just get through, but to thrive
Oh,
as we move forward?
well, that's pretty easy. I think, Sporty, as you know, a lot of my clients are organizations or leaders of organizations that have really had to make some significant adjustments during this pandemic. And one of the things I want people to first understand is that we're not going to get to the other side and somebody just flip a switch and things go back the way they used to be. And you hear so much about, boy, I'd be glad when things become normal again. Well, I tell you, we don't know what normal is. And I truly believe and can see some very significant signs in the fact that there are a lot of things that we're doing right now that will become part of our operation methods going forward. I think the use of technology in terms of what we're doing right now, using Zoom and other meeting technology, is going to become a much more prominent part of the business environment going forward. When you think about the number of meetings now that you can have virtually, as opposed to me as a consultant getting on an airplane and traveling and sitting face to face with the client. And virtually, we get the same amount of work done without the expense and the time of travel. And I truly believe you're going to see a significant movement towards more virtual, um, more virtual meetings, more virtual training sessions. Um, it's becoming efficient, and we have found out because we were forced to we were forced to do this as a result of the pandemic. We probably would not have moved to this level had if it had to be voluntary. But no, it wasn't. Go ahead.
Yeah, hold a pin in that for a second, because as you talk about this level, does that mean that have also the level of frustration increased with that? How are we handling that?
Well, I think there is a level of frustration to some degree in terms, like I said, we were forced into it. But at some point in this process, we realized that, hey, this thing is going to be with us a while. So we've got to make it work. And any business person responsible for the profitability of a business or the success of an organization, you are constantly adjusting and understanding the landscape, and then taking advantage of the tools that you have in front of you in an effort to accomplish whatever that organization is mission is to get accomplished. Therefore, if these are the tools that we're going to have to use, if this is the environment that we're going to have to work in, well, let's make the best of it and find a way to make it work for us.
And so will that mean more a stronger focus on top-down management? And what might some of those things that the top management need to be doing right now? Or do you see any of it in action?
Well, I think probably the opposite of top-down management. See, I'm a big fan of bottom-up management.
Mm-hmm.
And I think the more successful organizations are organizations where leaders have the philosophical approach to leadership by leading bottoms up and empowering their people. And I think this whole telemarketing, not telemarketing, but telecommuting, working from home, this whole concept itself forces you to trust your people more.
Mm.
It really empowers employees. We've always had people whose job was self-motivated, but now that particular concept is expanded in a big way, and that expansion means that now, as a true leader, my method of managing you now has changed because you're no longer down the hall from me.
Mm-hmm.
You're no longer in the bullpen where I can see you. I've got to trust now and have a results-oriented type management style where I've got to manage your product as opposed to your process.
Okay. Well, now, have you been blessed to have clients who have that mentality, or have you had maybe one client who's not doing the bottom up, and so what have you done to help them do that, or what would you suggest if and like I say, in fact, you don't have that problem, but what if you did?
It's across the board. There are some who get it. They get it because they have always been in that bottoms up mode.
Mm-hmm.
And we've been working with them for a while. There are some that not quite there that we're having to work with through coaching and training and through retreats of staff. Because not only do you have to work with the leaders, you got to work with those who are being led.
Gotcha.
Then you have that group, which is, I'm glad to say, in the minority. You have that group that's coming along kicking and screaming. They cannot accept the fact that we are in a new era.
Mm-hmm.
And in order for us to be successful, we have to embrace some new thinking and really embrace some changes and really understand that we've got to do some things different.
Well, so with the kickers and screamers, and you mentioned taking them on, retreats, and I'm so obviously virtual retreats. What type of topics are you using in the retreats?
Well, first we start with simple, trying to get them. The first step is to get them to understand the inevitable. Look, it's a different model now. You cannot do what you were doing 4 months ago. You've got to treat your people different. Their mentality is different because they're dealing with a different environment themselves. The whole uncertainty around where will my children, how will my children's education be delivered? There are schools now that are considering, every other day, school, home, school, home. Well, if that's the case with my children, where am I going to be? And so a leader has to understand the environment is changing and there's so much uncertainty. If you still want this to be a productive employee, you've got to understand what this individual is facing. And then you've got to adapt to that lifestyle. And if you can't, there's going to be a train wreck here somewhere. And the company could lose.
And I like that fact, because a lot of times I hear people talking about how career decisions are being made right now in terms of employees saying, "Oh, do I really want to pursue this career?" But upper management is needing to have that introspection as well.
Very much so. There's just so much uncertainty, Sporty, across the board. And that's what, I guess, in one regard, that it's fascinating to watch it evolve. But I will tell you, on the other hand, it's a little scary.
Yeah.
Because we don't know. And I literally mean there are a significant aspect of this that we just don't have a clue. You think the ambiguous nature of the virus is strong. The ambiguous nature of the effect of the virus on society is significant also. And so we're in limbo. But progressive leaders do not sit back and let the environment define them. They identify, they make assumptions, and they plan based on the level of information that they have.
Well, can you talk a little bit about that fascination because remember, we also want to talk about how people are going to thrive. So what does that picture look like on the other side, that should fascinate us?
Well, I think that the fascination is the fact that I think for the most part, we're very resilient. And I think you'll see the majority of us will figure this out and be successful. And I see that now. I truly see people embracing. I know for what I do, the number of people that I interact with in different ways, they're truly embracing it. And they're not taking a caveman approach to this. There's a sense of excitement of the opportunities. See, progressive thinkers see opportunities. They don't see obstacles. And they're looking at more ways to capitalize on identifying different revenue streams and identifying different service streams for your business, and thinking very creatively. And the really progressive thinkers are looking at how do we identify other tools that are needed that we might be able to incorporate into this that we don't have now. What's missing? Zoom site, whatever, been with us for a while. But who would have imagined it would have become so much a part of our lives, as it has in a very short time.
Yeah.
We're talking, what, 9 weeks?
Yeah. I was going to say around 2 months. Yeah.
Right. But middle of March.
Wow.
When shelter in place started becoming the law of the land. And we have adapted, and we've adapted pretty quick. And what is also fascinating, we're adapting on the professional side, but we found ways to adapt on the personal, social side. There are a lot of people having fun with this, man.
In fact, could you take us home with that, with the personal?
You think about the number of happy hours and one-on-one coffee, or virtual coffees or virtual drinks that people are having. We're moving weddings and family reunions virtually, and even funerals now are virtual. Just different. The whole dynamic of church worship has dramatically changed, and although we will move back into the auditorium to some degree, but the number of people now who've been exposed to virtual, a virtual church service has dramatically increased, and a lot of them really going to use that medium a lot more.
Yeah.
Things like myself personally, I had never ordered groceries and had them delivered before, but I've done that. It was pretty cool. I've never gone online and ordered groceries and picked them up before.
Uh-huh.
But I'm doing it. Actually did it today. It's pretty cool.
I wish you had told me. I could have got some stuff on your list.
Hey, it's right there. It is easy. And so I will continue to do that.
Yeah.
Because it's easy.
Yeah. Yeah.
And so it's just a lot of new opportunities that are coming out of this that I think we will continue to embrace.
Okay. And the reason I wanted you to close us out with that, because I think one thing that people should realize, or a good thing to realize, because it depends on what you choose to believe, and that is that personal success does buffer professional success, you know, and it's necessary. And so if we can close out, if we can focus on what we're doing personally, we'll feed it into our professional success. And I think now more than ever, because the professional success has now become a part of our personal life.
Oh, without a doubt, you know, there's no compartmentalization.
Mm-hmm.
You're joined at the hip, the personal and the professional. And the quality of your professional life is directly correlated to the quality of your personal life. And if we remember that, we can win at this thing.
Amen. And this too shall pass. I love it. Well, thanks, Ronnie. You know, and again, thank you all for viewing and keeping up with us, the 2020 Visionaries of Charlotte. You can catch us on Facebook, on YouTube, on LinkedIn. And please be sure to put some comments in the thread. Let us know if you like what we're doing, if you'd like us to tackle a different type of subject. And you don't have to even be in Charlotte for us to have our opinion, because if you've noticed us in the series, there's 6 of us, and we're pretty opinionated.
I agree.
Yeah, all right. But
Thank you.
having an opinion is going to be an important thing as well. We hope that we are able to be one of the calming choices as you go through this pandemic. But of course, as we say, we want you to come out of it and thrive. Thanks again, Ronnie. We'll see you next time.
Thank you, Sporty.